Hi Aquarius, welcome back. So Aquarius, this is going to be your mid-October reading. It's a general reading, so not going to resonate with all of you, but if it does resonate, please do like, share, and subscribe. And let's go ahead and get started. We already had a card fly out here. So this card is the square, all about challenges. Okay. This energy, Aquarius, is about, facing some challenges, possibly during this time frame. You might have a lot on your plate, a lot of demands, a lot of people demanding things from you. Some of you are really heavily focused in the workspace. It also talks about, feeling that pressure, feeling that tension, but rising to the occasion, okay? And so Aquarius, I feel like you're one of the few zodiac signs that actually thrives on some tension. I mean, honestly, Aquarius is typically a sign that views a challenge just as that, like a challenge to prove themselves, a challenge to push past the energy, etc. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I had my dog barking. You know what? In the overall October reading, like the very first part of the video, I kept getting distracted. And so this video is starting out with almost the same exact energy. And it kind of goes into what I just was talking about, which is like being pulled into like several different directions, a lot of people wanting your time or attention all at once, having to constantly like reorient yourself. So I feel like that energy is still present. We are in mid-October. So, but like I said, on a positive note, I feel like this is a call for you to be the Aquarius that you are and show what you're truly made of and don't back down. And I don't feel that you will be during this time period. But let's see what other cards we get out here. So, Judgment. Yes, that's what I was just talking about. I feel like you're kind of in the decision-making role during this time period, okay? I feel like that's, I feel like a lot of this challenging type of energy for most of you will be within the work environment, but it could be in any environment. It could be within home, career, I already said career, money, love, you name it, okay? So, yeah. I just feel that this is that energy of being the decision maker, and really needing to use discernment too, because Aquarius, I feel like if you get too much on your plate or you're trying to do too many things at once, you may make some mistakes along the way. And so just keep your self in check, don't make decisions out of haste. Use your discernment during this time period. And let's see what else we get out for Aquarius. Wow. That's it. That's all she wrote. I felt like there was never going to have a card come out. Sorry, I don't like to shuffle that long usually, but I feel frustration with this reading, so maybe you're feeling that. I don't know. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, that's that career work vibes I was talking about. Working on self, really putting your all into that. The downside to that as well is that you might be neglecting other areas of your life, so make sure that you keep it balanced. But I feel like you're willing, able, and capable to build during this time frame, and you are building. A lot of cooperation, cooperative energy around you, people that want to help, I feel like Aquarius, you may have a lot on your plate, but you also have some really good energy around you, and I feel that there's a cooperative energy around you, which is nice. And this is the 9 of Wands, which in this deck, it's like this person these almost look like microphones, right? So it's like, everybody's kind of vying for your time, your attention, just trying to get at you almost. And I feel that it's kind of causing a little bit of tension within you, Aquarius, especially if you haven't had time to detach for a moment or get some alone time. Then you might start to feel like a little anxious, like, that tension rising, because I think it's essential. Well, it's essential in general for Aquarius to have some space. But I feel like, especially with this much going on, it'll be even that much more important that you get that space, that time alone during this time period. So as I say that, I have the sun energy out. Lovely. That's optimism. That's feeling happy. That's seeing the brighter side of things. That is connecting also with your inner child. That's the playful side of the Aquarius. I feel like come what may, you got challenges on your plate, but you're keeping a very optimistic type of, frame of mind around it. So it's like, I don't think you're going to let other people see you frazzled. You're not going to let it take you over. You're not going to go into a state of anxiety. It's more like a bring it energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like building your confidence. What would normally tear someone down, I feel like, is building you up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no one's going to see me fail. And you're pushing yourself. You're really pushing that energy through. So, I like that. And then you had the King of Cups come out. And remember, this is all your energy I'm pulling. So I feel like that you'll be, emotionally mature, during this time frame. If people are trying to frazzle you, I feel like your response will be very emotionally mature. I think, Aquarius, you're more open on an emotional level than typically you have been, but not quite wearing it on your sleeve either. You know what I'm saying? Being very mature about it in the way that you interact when it comes to emotions and love and all of that. And then the Hanged Man out. So that's kind of, that needed pause, that needed break that I feel you're going to need at the end of this time frame. You're going to need like at least a day off or like a time out to recollect yourself, reconnect with yourself emotionally. I think that too, the Hangman always calls to see things from a different perspective. And so sometimes when we have like challenges come our way, it helps to take a step back, know when enough is enough, and then come at it with a fresh mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, never react in anger or frustration, because you'll regret it, It's just not a good space to come from. But I really feel that you'll heed that energy. Yeah, you'll heed that energy. So I feel like too, it's also gaining a different perspective on what was once perceived a loss. This could be in any area of your life. You might have had a situation which at one point you felt was a major defeat, major loss. And I feel like now you're to the point where you kind of see it. You see it much clearer. You've seen it from all angles. You've thought it over. You've put yourself in every person's shoes. And then as an Aquarius, that's your super strength. That's your superpower. Is to turn over a situation in your mind until you can see it from every single angle. And then once you get the clear picture, you can finally detach from it. So I feel like you've done that. And so what once felt like, maybe very defeating or a loss or inner conflict, now you're able to look at that and say, okay, I can appreciate that experience, because without that, I wouldn't have gotten this. Without that person, this wouldn't have happened. Without that perceived loss, maybe in career for some of you, these are just examples, I wouldn't have pushed myself here. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of the energy of what's truly going on towards the end of the time frame in particular, okay, seeing things from a different point of view, having gratitude for what once made you feel sad, which once made you feel defeated. And if you haven't gone through this process yet, because we're, all on different timelines, then the guidance here is to go through that process. Go through that process of turning it over in your mind so that you can see the connection of the why. Because Aquarius, you're a zodiac sign that has to understand the why. And then I feel like once you get there, for those of you who haven't gotten there yet, then it will be easy for you to finally detach, truly detach. And so congratulations to those of you who've already gotten there. And, for those of you who haven't, then that's my advice to you. All right. So that looks really good. I see a lot of great things for career or hobbies or building within the home during this time period. I think you're going to keep it positive. I feel like you'll be understanding during this time period, even if somebody is trying to cause conflict. And I saw this in the first October reading. I feel that your response to that will be very calm. Like if somebody's trying to fight fire with fire, I don't think you'll do that during this time frame. I think you'll, try to be emotionally mature about it. And to be quite honest with you, if someone is trying to get a rise out of you, that kind of stops them in their tracks. So they're rethinking now on how to approach you, if that's happened to you, okay? So if you were only interested in your energy, that's where the reading ends. For those of you who are dealing with a specific person or people and you would like to see what's going on with them, then this is where the reading continues. So I have major ringing in my ears right now. It's like getting so loud I can barely hear myself talk. So that's just an FYI if you see me doing this. Anyways, person you might be dealing with, Aquarius, King of Cups. Okay, so you had the King of Cups on your side as well. So this is feeling, I feel like this person is in this emotional period or state as well, where they are feeling a lot, but maybe not wearing it on their sleeves, working on emotional growth on their own. The King of Cups in this deck looks a bit perturbed, whereas the King of Cups in this deck looks much calmer. So I feel like this person might be having a bit more of a difficult time than you are with that, but I do feel that that's something that they are working to grow, okay? With the Page of Pentacles here, this is something that they either need to work on or that they are working on, planting those seeds for emotional growth. Then I have, holy cow, okay, a lot of cards come out. Wow. All right. So this person also has the Page of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups. Okay. So that is a ton of pages. And pages to me represent youthful energy, childlike energy. Doesn't even matter how old numerically this person is. I feel like they have a lot of childish behaviors. Your crosswatcher is going to be mad at me. I'm sorry. I feel like this person has a tendency to, I don't know. It's like there's somewhat no emotional control during this time frame. That doesn't mean like they're like this all of the time, but during this time frame, it's like, they might be a little immature in the way that they speak. They might be a little immature in the way they regulate their moods. They might be a little immature with the way they deal with money. I feel like I said earlier, this person's trying really hard to grow, from that, walk away from that behavior. Eight of Cups. For some of you, you might have walked away from this person or will be. But in the meantime, they want you to see them as this. So they want to be seen and taken seriously, you know, as a mature adult. But underneath all of that, they have like, you know, a lot of childlike tendencies in the way that they handle life. Okay? And I feel like it's all covered up nice and neat into this person who looks like they should know how to behave. And maybe they are good at showing that for a little bit, but they can't sustain it. That's the problem. That's the difference between true emotional maturity and someone who is either still yet to learn that, growing towards that, or pretending. You know, because they can do it for a while, and then things get irritating, and then it's like, you know, all these other sides of them come out. They get cutting with their words. They don't think before they talk. You know, they're a little bit immature, like they get their feelings hurt easily. They take offense to everything. And then, you know, they don't invest where they should, or, you know, are frivolous with their time and energy or money. So if you are dealing with a person like this, Aquarius, I feel like, you know, your approach will be to try and see it from all angles. But at the same time, I do see that someone is going to walk away. And I feel like that's going to be your response. It's like either no response. This is almost identical to your October reading, which makes sense. It's like a continuation of it. You'll either give no response, or the response will be to just simply walk away. Like, don't engage this person. Don't give them something to latch onto. I feel like you'll just be like, all right, okay, bye. Bye. So yeah. And I kind of felt this part of the reading already coming out towards the bottom of the deck. I feel like this person is of two minds about things. But by walking away, whether it's you walking away or them, I feel like it takes them out of this going back and forth to, you know, getting the truth or getting enlightenment. You know, and I feel like once they realize, Aquarius, that you're not going to play this game with them, then they have to rethink their strategy. So they get defensive or put their walls up, and then they go back into their little shell there, you know, the hermit. So it's like, because, you know, if you don't engage with this person, they'll go away. But most of them are only going away for a small period of time. They're just like taking time out to re-strategize about how to re-engage. Does that make sense? For some of you, you know, they're putting their walls up to reflect. But for some reason, I feel like this person is a real challenge for you. And I feel like they're not going to back down. They may seem like it for a second, Aquarius, but then they're going to scurry right on back, you know, with a different strategy, or try to push this button, okay? And then I'm going to try to push this button. I'm going to come at it from this angle. I'm going to come at it from that angle, okay? You know, I'm going to give you that excuse and that excuse. I'm going to try and turn the tables, you know, anything that they can think of. And you're just sitting over here, you know, cool as a cucumber, King of Cups, watching this person spin themselves in a tizzy, you know, thinking that they're going to affect the outcome or you, and you already have it set in your mind that no matter what, you're not going to change the way you allow this person to affect you, your behavior, or your decisions. And let me tell you, you know, Aquarius is a fixed sign. So if an Aquarius decides that they're not going to change their position, you can come at it from any angle you want. You're going to get the same response. because one of the super strengths of any fixed sign is consistency. You know, other people don't like that, especially when they're trying to change your mind. You know, but you're not going to change your mind because you, I feel, worked really hard to build yourself up to the point where you see people that are challenging as just a way to continue to strengthen the way you respond to people. And like I said, some of you haven't gotten there quite yet, but that is the path that you're on. Okay, and so you're working towards that. So don't engage. Don't engage in this. It's going to be challenging. I think that, you know, they might get to you internally. You won't let them see that for a little bit. But I feel like overall, you're going to use this person, this situation, whatever this is for you, as a way to motivate yourself to be better, shine brighter. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is going to piss someone off more that doesn't want to see you do good, but other than seeing you do good. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of the vibe. I don't feel that that's the intention. You know, I don't feel like you're trying to boast or be boastful. It's just like, no, you know, I'm not going to lower myself to that. And I'll tell you one thing, to give you an example. Okay, I'm an Aquarius too. My father always challenged me. Always challenged me. Really pushed my buttons, to be honest with you. And honestly, the more and more he doubted me, the more and more he pushed those buttons, the more and more, you know, he put that pressure on me, the faster, farther, and harder I pushed myself. So I feel like I give that example because like that's how most Aquariuses I know are. As like Aquarius walks around like, doubt me. Please doubt me. Oh, please. You know, like they love that. So unbeknownst to this person, they're just fueling that fire for you to get bigger and bigger and bigger, but not in the way that they want. They haven't figured that out yet. So that's where the reading ends. And let me tell you the zodiac signs that we have out here. For those of you who like to hear that, I have a Virgo here, Leo, Libra, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Pisces, could be to a lesser degree Gemini, small possibility of Aries, Sag. So, yep, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that you enjoyed it. Also, check out my social media account links down in the description box below, as well as my merchandise link. That's that little box with a hoodie in it. If you click on it, you can go into my store. Check out my other YouTube page. It's more of a vlog. If you just want to have chats with me, you can catch me there. Otherwise, I wish you the very best. Aquarius. Till next time. Namaste. Bye.